So here's the overview is that you hear people talk about taking a loss, but they don't really define how the loss is taken. In other words, you and I know loss is an economic loss. Okay, if you're going to lose money on something, that means you bought it here, you sold it here. You have a project, you have a budget here, you you spent more than what the budget costs, so that's a loss, right?
Mm.
But a lot of people do it on the opportunity cost. In other words, what is the current value based on what the market condition is? So, in other words, you go to a hotel, you book a room for $100 a night. The hotel manager might say, well, we're taking a loss because the same hotel across the street is selling for 120, so we're losing $20. And so that's not a fair loss. And so when you think about this bank that just crashed in California, what is it? Um,
Silicon
Silicon
Valley
Valley
Bank.
Bank. Yeah, what they did is they bought bonds at a low price. Now the bond price has gone up because of uncertainty in the market, whatever. And what they're doing is instead of that bond is still yielding money, what they're saying is it's not optimizing in its yield. And so they
Mm.
dump the bonds at subpar value. So they bought high and sold low. That's the essence of the story. But they considered it a loss because it wasn't optimizing its return. It's like, well, no, no, no. That's not a true loss. You're still getting the money that you agreed to get from that bond.
Mm.
That hasn't changed. I don't know of any bonds that have a variable interest rate. All bonds have a fixed interest rate. That's the name, bond. So it's not you're not losing money. You're just not getting as much money as you would get in the current market. So they dumped them. They sold them below the cost, thus increasing the margin of loss even more so.
Mm.
So was it a loss? No, they were still making money. They weren't optimizing money.
Mm.
So that's my rant today is how you define a loss.